Q93, it's your boy, Wow Wayne. We got Real Talk kicking off right about now. Good morning to everyone out there. I am going to talk to you guys as we kick off the show about something that I've kind of adopted. It's become near and dear to my heart, but it's the Big Chef's Move Scholarship, man. I've been kind of lined up with these guys for a couple of years now, and it's always such a great piece for me because you see folks that love to cook or wanted to go into the culinary arts and maybe had run into that ceiling or that brick wall, or maybe they had never really taken it seriously but then had aspirations of greatness but couldn't get over that hurdle. So I started trying to put the word out, and you know what, man? It has been very successful for several different chefs. And then they expanded the program to not just do one scholarship for chefs, but also one for pastry chefs, which is a huge thing right now. But on the line right now this morning, I have the rock star chef of the world. I got Mr. John Besh on the line. How are you?
Wow, Wayne, you're killing me, baby. You're killing me. But I love it. I'll take it if you want to throw me the rock star title. That is awesome.
Yeah, man. You are a rock star, man. Like, I'm just saluting you, man, because not only are you doing this great philanthropy stuff, but a number of TV shows, somewhere you travel the world. You've been doing your regular cooking show, cookbooks. I think you've probably opened some of the most innovative restaurants in town in the last 24 months, man. It's just like you got a lot of great things going on and still take the time to give back to the community. So salute,
you know what? Giving back is what it's all about, especially when you've been blessed by a community like we have for so long. And, and so we got to plant good seeds, and New Orleans is really on the cusp of great things happening. I mean, we won't even recognize it 10 years from now. This place is just off the charts as we speak. It's just things are changing every single day. And so one thing that hit me, Wayne, was that years ago I came up as a cook, and I'm looking around, and today I'm looking at all the chefs, and too many of them look like me. Mm-hmm. And too many of them, not that that it's a bad thing, but the fact is that it doesn't look like New Orleans. Mm-hmm. We need to see more people of color in the kitchens, leading the kitchens, entrepreneurs opening their restaurants.
Now, let me ask you this, John. Why do you feel that's happened? Like, over the years, you always hear about
certain things. I think some of it's cultural. A lot of people look at it as like, you know what? You and I as kids had restaurant jobs. Most people look at it as like, you know what? I'm not going to do that forever. But being a cook now has changed. Mm-hmm. It's a whole different deal. It's a profession now. And it's a profession that to move up to the higher ranks, you definitely need an education. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's all about. You know what? A culinary school education today costs as much as year for year, it costs as much as a year of going to an Ivy League school up in the Northeast.
Wow.
And so you're talking about Ivy League college tuition, and that's what they're charging these days for a great culinary school. So we can't let people with the smarts and the drive and the tenacity that want to be a chef here in New Orleans, from New Orleans, not have that opportunity, and that's what this is really all about. We can't change everything, but we can at least change a couple lives a year.
Now, I never really knew that culinary arts schools were that pricey. And I would have to just imagine by default it's going to X some people out of never having that opportunity. So I think that makes this even that much more grandiose. So, man, once again, high five for putting this together. But it's the Chef's Move Scholarship. So obviously it's a scholarship. But it's actually more than just a monetary scholarship. You want to divulge a couple of the things that are incorporated when one of our potential upcoming chefs wins? What will they get?
Yeah, so it's like you say, scholarship's just a part of it. So you go to the International Culinary Center in New York, formerly the French Culinary Institute. I mean, this is a happening place. This is where a lot of my great friends, a lot of the great Food Network stars all went there. And so you go to school in New York. We pay for your airfare. We pay for your clogs, your chef jacket, your apron, your knives. We pay for the computer, your subway passes. We pay for your housing. We pay for some of your meals. You get meal tickets on us. And so what we want to do is set somebody up for success, right? And so once you get there, you're in New York City, so you have to be a minority from New Orleans. That's a must. You've got to have either a year in the kitchen or go through a Pro Start program in one of the local high schools. Have a high school education or a GED. These are just the basics. You get up to New York, then you're working with people like Marcus Samuelson. You're working with people like Aaron Sanchez, my partner over at Johnny Sanchez. You're working. We get you not only the education, but while you're going to school, you also get a job, a paying job with some of the best restaurants in New York, which, by the way, happen to be some of the best restaurants in the world. So you get your education, you get your restaurant work under your belt, you develop relationships with the movers and shakers, the people like Rachel Ray, Marcus Samuelson, Aaron Sanchez, Danny Meyer. You meet the best of the best. They become your mentor. Then you move back to New Orleans. We ask that you come to my restaurant for 6 weeks or so to make sure you learn what you're supposed to learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we set you up with another great chef in town. This isn't about building up my business. As a matter of fact, it's kind of counterintuitive because what I'm doing is I'm making sure we're sending very educated people to my competitors.
Right.
But it's awesome. Emerald stepped up to the plate. Susan Spicer stepped up to the plate. The Commander's Palace folks have stepped up to the plate. The Brennans have always been there for me. So we're taking these great people and making sure that they're mentored all the way.
Right.
This is a life-changing experience.
Uh-huh.
And we ask that if you win, you stay here for a few years. And what I've noticed is that when people have come back, let's take Serena, for instance, our first scholarship recipient, Serena Johnson.
Serena!
She killed it.
Yay!
She graduated with honors at the top of her class. She came back. She worked for Susan Spicer. Now she's over at Cafe Adelaide. And at the same time, she's still teaching at-risk youth over at Liberty's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
She's still making school lunches for kids in Central City. She is giving back, and I've noticed this with everybody that's won the scholarship in the past. And so we give 2 scholarships a year, and each year these 2 people come back to New Orleans. They're making a difference.
Man.
This is all about connecting with each other, and we're all connected. It doesn't matter what color we are. It doesn't matter where we live. We are connected until we start helping out fellow man and doing what's right. That's the only way that we're going to change this city. That's the only way we're going to take it to the next level. And it's happening. It's happening right before our eyes each and every day.
No doubt. And I think this is an incredible opportunity for young folks that are at that pivotal point, man. So it's not just a scholarship. You heard everything that John just said. This is it's like you kind of take over their life for a period, and
if this is what you want, and that's why we have this. It's a lengthy process. You go through a couple of interviews. It's just not a little pat on the back and here's your bus pass and off to New York.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like a serious thing. If you're into this, and if you want to be a chef one day, then you want to apply. And it's all about just the fact is that chefs today can become rock stars. I mean, it happens. Mm-hmm. We've got a bunch of them here in the city. Look at Emeril Lagasse, one of the most popular people on earth.
Bam.
That's it. He invented this damn bam. Now I say it, my kids laugh at me. But it's all about, we have so much opportunity here.
Right.
And New Orleans continues to build, and it continues to grow in the right way, and you don't know how much opportunity. So why in the world do I have to look outside of New Orleans to get people from across the country and from other countries, for that matter, to move to New Orleans to cook Creole food? Why aren't we cooking it ourselves? And if education is the thing that's holding us back, then that's something we got to act on, and that's what Chef's Move is really all about.
Man,
good people coming together, making a difference, using our gifts that God gave us.
There it is. I love everything that you just said. Now, folks, now that you got them riled up, you got them excited, they need to know where they need to submit their applications, where to get the applications from, where's the deadline, all of that good stuff. So
absolutely. So the application deadline is March 31st. So we need to get going right now. Get to chefsmove.org, and that is chefsmove, CHEFSMOVE.org. Or you can just go to my website, chefjohnbesh.com, and we'll have a link to the Chef's Scholarship. where you can then get an application online. You fill it out online, and it'll walk you through the entire process. It's not very arduous, but we do want to make sure that people that are serious about their careers, about becoming the best in the culinary business, apply for this, and that we choose the best every year.
Yeah, there it is. So, like, now is on you. I see so many young people out there, or just chefs, some of them not young, some of them older, but decide this is what they want to do. They put up pictures on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, just these crazy culinary creations they do at their house, or maybe they have started maybe a little impromptu business with it, but this is how you take it to the next level.
Absolutely. And the thing is, there are no limits on what you can do. You know, from food truck to a fancy restaurant to home catering to catering for there's a small catering company out there now catering to the private airplanes that come into Lakefront Airport. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do. Mm-hmm. And food is that one thing that really kind of brings us together. And food is that one thing that connects us all. And so if you're serious about this, please apply, because it will make a difference in your life. It'll change a life out there.
There it is. Chef John Besh, a.k.a. the rock star, on Real Talk this morning. And I would be remiss if I didn't let you at least tell me a little bit about some of the things that that you have going on personally. I know you opened a number of restaurants, and you got a few more, like, really special restaurants and unique restaurants that are coming up. Tell me about those real quick.
Yeah, my partner, Alon Shai, he and I opened up, he's my partner over at Dominica, and he has Pizza Dominica uptown. Well, we just opened up Shia restaurant, which is, you can think of it as Middle Eastern. It's Israeli cuisine. He moved here from Israel, and he started working. He worked his way up from the ground up in our kitchens, and now he's opened his namesake place on Magazine. Mm-hmm. And then we also have Johnny Sanchez that just opened up. I partnered with with Food Network legend Aaron Sanchez, who's on Chopped. Heck, it seems like every night he's on Chopped. I don't know when he works.
Hey, let me tell you, John, those shrimp tacos over there. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's awesome. Ooh. And so what I love most about both of these restaurants, Johnny Sanchez on Poydras and Shia on Magazine, is like, these are the first restaurants that I haven't had to cook in, because there's somebody else's food. You know what I mean? And so it's fun that I actually get to go and enjoy them instead of acting like the chef. I get to kind of let my hair down and eat a taco from time to time. So it is really awesome. Thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Well, continued success on all your endeavors, on the cooking shows and the restaurants. And for me, most importantly, on the Chef's Move Scholarship. Once again, the deadline is quickly approaching. March 31st is the date. And if you want to get more information, if you want to get an application, you can go to chefsmove.org. And there it is. You got any shout-outs, John?
No, shout out to you, Huawei. I appreciate it. Y'all take care. I look forward to seeing you.
No doubt. And shout out to my girl Emery and Gabriella. I know they're working hard with Chef's Move as well.
They're the best.
And McBride as well. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to all of them.
Jessica loves you. Jessica loves you.
There it is.
We wouldn't have this scholarship if it wasn't for her. So God bless her.
There
Y'all
it is.
take care.
Thank you so much, John. I will take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Real Talk right after this. Talk right after this. Talk right